Do not copy this super bad trade. Well, I'm going to start the video off just like that. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. So far on the day, I'm down a little bit over. I was down. I'm just going to say what I was down. $2,500, like $2,560, something like that. I thought I took a good trade. Again, I'm just going to explain my trade. We jumped into SQQQ. NASDAQ was showing signs of it beginning to pull on back, even on the 5-minute time frame. I thought that I got confirmation of this thing beginning to sell off, but obviously I saw that we just continued to test the same support level. I got faked out. It is what it is. I thought it was a good trade. I got faked out, and I paid the price for it, right? Every trade, even if you think you have a good idea, right, it's never going to be perfect. This is why we manage our risk. So this is following my $7,000 day yesterday. Right now, again, nearly break even based off of, I'm still going to say I'm down $2,600 on the day. The reason why is because I haven't closed out this trade, but I jumped back into SQQQ. This is 100% just my opinion, but I want to ask you guys if you agree. NASDAQ is super overbought. Now, this is all because of Nvidia, right? Nvidia, let me go ahead and show you guys, is up 27% on the day. It gained $220 billion in its market cap, and rightfully so. I mean, it had an amazing earnings, had an amazing guidance. We made a video about it yesterday. You know, I was long, and I that's how I made the $7,000 on TQQQ yesterday. But after a stock moves anything beyond 20%, and it's a large tech company, I don't know if I've ever seen it hold up at those levels. It always ends up correcting itself, at least in my experience, and that's all I can go off of. I am entering super early, but I wanted to risk it for the biscuit. I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to follow up with it. I'm going to manage my risk. If things begin to go south, I'll cut losses. I probably will end at like a $5,000-$6,000 loss, and I'll share it with you guys, right? I'll post updates, obviously with my Learn Plan Profit group, but also if you guys follow me on Instagram, I post updates there every single day. I think that NASDAQ is super overbought. I think a lot of it is contributed to Nvidia's push. Nvidia, I think, is super overbought. I wouldn't short Nvidia right now because it's just too bullish. There's too much. It's too relevant. The news of its earnings is just too relevant. But you'll begin to see. And again, you guys can call me out if I'm wrong. Normally how this plays out, and again, share your experience. Anytime something gaps up this much, it could rally for maybe 1 or 2 more days or for however many much longer. And then it begins to plateau. It begins to show signs of a resistance. And then just as quick as it gapped up, it's almost like nothing can help it not sell off, right? It just begins to gap down very quickly. We've seen it with a lot of big companies. I'm going to follow up and see if Nvidia plays out that way. The thing that I do have to say is 2 things. First, Nvidia has been very bullish for this entire year. Nvidia is at all-time highs. It's one of few companies that is back at all-time highs, surpassing all previous highs of back of 2023, right? If you look back on the week chart, you can see where we're at right now with Nvidia. But this is, again, I need to say it, this is 100% my opinion. RSI is at 86. It is so overbought, but it's so relevant. There's a lot of momentum that is pushing Nvidia because of how relevant the news is of its earnings and its focus with AI and its new demand because of AI, and rightfully so. But any push that's 25%, think about it. That's the quarter. It gained $220 billion. That's a quarter of its valuation, all in just one day. To me, that just doesn't make sense, right? A correction most likely will end up happening, and I'll just have to follow up, right? It doesn't have to be today. I can be wrong today, and I just have to wait for that confirmation. But once it does end up correcting itself, I think it could be very lucrative and something that I'm going to have to follow up with. NASDAQ, on the other hand, the second thing that I wanted to share with you guys is we're still waiting on the news of the U.S. debt ceiling. This could be a perfect recipe for the bulls. And again, there's no benefit of me to say this, right? Because I want the market to sell off. But I want to give credit where it's due. Because of what happened with Nvidia, it caused the market to gap up. And if in the next couple of days, before market pulls back, if President Biden and McCarthy can actually come up with a solution to raise the U.S. debt ceiling, that can be a second catalyst to even further catapult the market, right? Think about it, right? There's no question about it. I mean, I like talking about the good. I like talking about the bad on both sides of trades, right? Why would I just sell myself? Oh, no, the market has to sell off. It's super overbought. No, well, it definitely does not. Market's still very bullish. You never want to doubt the bulls, but I see there to be an opportunity, right? I see there to be an opportunity for the market to pull on back, and when the market pulls on back, SQQQ, begins to rise. So I'm very excited to follow up. I wanted to start it off with, this is a very, very risky trade, but I wanted to share it with you guys. If it goes according to plan, we can do the math very quickly. If my math is correct, even just based off of what has already happened, 0.66, which is equivalent to a little bit over like 2.4%. It's nothing crazy, right? 2.4%, but with the dollar amount that I could trade with, not bad. My thing is, if NASDAQ can break below yesterday's aftermarket lows, if we can break below 33550, wow, like that's where we can make some real big bucks, right? Because if that begins to sell off from here all the way down to 335, that would be a 1% move for QQQ. That would be a 3% move for SQQQ. That would be very lucrative for me, right? My risk is if this thing goes back to retest previous highs, I'll cut losses on SQQQ. So again, my upside potential on SQQQ is much greater than my downside potential, but overall market direction and market sentiment is much more bullish than it is bearish. So there's good and there's bad. I like to talk about both sides. I like to share that with you guys, and I'm sharing it with you guys even when I'm in the red right now, and very excited to follow up. So you guys let me know in the comment section, do you think I'm absolutely crazy for taking this short position? If so, let me know. If you think it makes sense, but it's just too risky for you, I respect that. And again, you should never copy anyone when it comes down to trading. There's so many different ways on how to make money in the market. And again, I just wanted to share my thought process behind the trade that I just took. One thing that I do want to remind you is, guys, tomorrow we are hosting our free live trading session, May 26th, and you need to save your spot. It's the first link in the description down below. It's free to save your spot. And during tomorrow's free live trading session, I'm going to be giving away $1,000 once again. I gave it away on May 5th. To Kevin, I give it away on May 12th to Teen, and I give it away on May 19th to Raphael. So the question is, will you be our $1,000 giveaway winner tomorrow? That's up to you. Again, make sure you head on over. First link in the description down below. Save your spot. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me via Discord or via Instagram, and we'll leave it at that. But so far, boom, 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 already in the green. It looks like my daughter's knocking on the door, but very excited to follow up. Again, when in doubt, pull out. Never be afraid to lock in profits. I don't think that was the best thing to say following my daughter being at the door. But overall, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Remember, we're not here to be perfect. We're just here to implement signs of progress. There's no such thing as a perfect trader. There's no such thing as a perfect trade. Lock in profits when it makes sense to you. Be greedy. Who cares about what other people are saying about what you should do? You focus on yourself and your future self, and that's really ultimately what, in my opinion, should matter. Appreciate your time, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.